episode of Three Nerds on a Sunday, where three nerdy friends talk about all things nerd, geek, and pop culture related. I am one third of the nerd, Sunny, and the other two thirds that make up the whole of this whole thing is Manny and Frank.
Oh, hi.
What's up?
Hi. What's going on?
What's new with you guys?
Ready to talk nerd?
No, not much going on with me. How you guys
What you
doing?
drinking there, pal?
Diet Coke.
Oh, okay. I want some root beer, but I couldn't find none.
I know.
What were you eating earlier, Frank? Because you were making those crunching noises and they were so good.
I was eating these little panda snacks. These little chocolate
Panda
panda
snacks.
Who wants to see them? There you go. Little panda chocolates.
That's funny.
I wish I had more.
You guys want to go right into it?
Yeah, let's do
Sure,
it.
why not?
I'll start with mine because I only got really one, actually two, but I got one that is pretty cool. The newest rumor is Ben Affleck possibly signed to HBO Max to show up as Batman. I've called it. I've told you guys there's a chance that this could make things real again for Zack Snyder. And it looks like it might be if this is true. So it looks like he signed up. If he did sign up, it's only going to be for HBO Max and whatever Zack Snyder has in store if they
Like
plan
reshoot or new scenes or whatever.
on doing anything like that. Yeah,
Oh.
or maybe a new movie.
But I thought
maybe,
he only... Oh, he says he'll do anything on Max?
So it just says signed up for HBO Max.
Okay.
I'm going to find the article again for
Okay.
it.
So what's the HBO DC deal going on there? What's going on with that?
They have some stuff like Doom Patrol on there, but not everything from the WB app or the DC
Oh.
app.
Like this is from Cosmic Book News.
Mhm.
I don't know what their track record is so much, so with a grain of salt, I'm saying this.
Mhm.
And it looks like the rumor first started back in May from 4chan, and
Good old fortune.
Lightcast and Culture Nerd YouTube channels claim the same. So who knows, man? But it says the new info claims that Ben Affleck has signed a new contract to return as Batman, and that Affleck will be involved in additional appearances related to HBO Max and Zack Snyder Justice League movies. So we shall see. This article is pretty interesting because it goes in on possibly why he left and why he didn't stick around and all that good stuff. It even kind of goes into, I think, I can't tell if this is if this is an ad. No, it kind of goes into
personal reasons or no?
Yeah, I mean that's what I always thought, that it was going to be like a personal reason. But some of it goes on. What's the guy's name? Geoff Johns?
Yeah, Jeff Johns.
Oh yeah.
What's
Which
it?
one?
It's just Jeff, but it's spelled weird.
Jeff Johns has been blamed as the reason why Ben Affleck left the Batman role, as Johns is said to have caused interference with Affleck decisions involving the script. So I don't know, man. We'll see. Apparently, Ben Affleck really likes Zack Snyder, as most of everyone who's in Justice League does. And we'll see how this turns out, man. We'll see how this turns out. But it also says that supposedly Zack Snyder is back in full force. Everyone that kind of gave him pushback on Justice League is now gone. And Zack Snyder is in power again. So who knows, man? Who knows? I like what DC is kind of doing. Like, they know that they don't have the time and they probably don't even want to build the same thing that Marvel has. So they're building different franchises, like Joker's over here. Granted, Wonder Woman was connected to Justice League, but they're still attempting to go that route. And then who knows what's going on with Aquaman 2. But then you got the Flash over here putting together Michael Keaton, possibly. And the other news I have is that Michael Keaton possibly signed in for more than just one movie. Who knows?
All right.
So I kind of like what they're doing. We'll see if it matches. We'll see
Kinda
if it
like
actually goes
randomness, right? Like
randomness.
they're just randomly doing whatever they feel like.
connect. Yeah. So I like what Marvel's all about, connecting everything together. DC's like, maybe we'll connect it later on, but well, if not, we'll just keep it how it is. So I wish we could fast forward a little bit and get out of this pandemic and enjoy movies again. But that's my news, guys. What do you guys feel about that?
Like I said, I don't feel anything either way until that Zack Snyder cut comes out and see if anything comes from it. Otherwise, all this is just, hey, that sounds cool, but you're kind of banking on this being a big deal. So again, like I said, I do want it to be successful. I love Marvel, but DC always for me has been my favorite out of the two, story wise and character wise, stuff like that. So I want it to succeed. I want it to do something different, but let's not get too excited, because on the flip side, that thing could be a bust and everyone goes like, well, we don't care anymore. So all this excitement is now done and we're going to cancel this project, cancel that project. So I just want to,
well, you're already like
I'd rather them take their time. Just let's go step by step until they can earn some trust again, because they've been building up slowly, but if they go too fast, they could mess it all up again. If they try to go, if they try to go head
first. It seems like they could easily just say, oh, well, that didn't work, so forget that. Let's just keep going and keep trying stuff.
It seems like they're giving themselves a backdoor, kind of like what happened with the Joker movie. But Sonny, in your argument or in your saying, you're already that fan. So why would they try? You're not even interested.
Because it's not for me. It's for
what do you mean?
Guys like you.
Because you're a nerd too.
I am, but I'm not just gonna accept everything that they give us just because a certain name or a certain character or certain things. Like I want it to be good. Like I don't want to have it just to have it. I want something to be good, and I rather enjoy it. Like even if it's only one good movie, I rather have that than have 20
8 pieces of crap.
Yeah, so like I want quality. I want passion. I want love in the project. I don't want just to have it. I need to be even.
You don't think Zack Snyder has passion in his projects?
He could. It's just the problem is.
No, my question was, do you think he has passion?
Let me finish the question before you move on. You asked me a question. Let me answer it.
You said you could.
Let me answer the question before you go on to the next one. If you ask me a question, I'll fucking answer it, but you gotta let me answer it. So I think he has passion, but the problem is a lot of his movies just kind of fall flat because it feels very lackluster, and you can see him trying something.
Snyder's movies?
Yeah, like
how many does he have? 6?
Sucker Punch and a couple other things like Dawn of the Dead was a big, like, he came out of nowhere.
I love that movie.
It was very nice. It was very cool. It was a nice twist on like the original one, but other stuff just kind of goes like at best, or like that's okay. I see what you're going for, but you didn't quite stick the landing. Again, just because you have yes, I do want passion, and I do want him to do well. I don't want him to like never work again or don't have a job. Like I generally want him to succeed, but
I think it's not just passion. It's like it has to show through in the product, because you could have all the passion you want, but if it doesn't look good or it's not a good movie, it doesn't matter how much passion you had.
Thank you. So there's certain movies that I like that are bad, but you can see that they're trying to do something good there. It's not great, but it sticks through, but it's not gonna lead to them getting a Batman deal or some kind of like big major franchise deal. It's this weird little movie that's just kind of okay.
I'm taking them all a lot less serious now. Like, if it's good, I'll be very happy. If it sucks, there's gonna be more. There's so many now. I mean, it's just like you don't have to put all your eggs in one basket. So
trying to think on top of my head someone that like.
But Justice League was a big burn. That was a burn.
So
it was bad.
I don't think you could put it all. Once this next Snyder cut actually comes out, we'll see how much was actually changed. But everything that's out there is saying that his movie completely got torn apart and became something else.
I think it did.
Not Justice League. So I don't really hold Justice League to him. I do hold Batman versus Superman.
Mm-hmm.
I blame more, and this is why I challenged Sonny on the whole passion thing. And my question to you, yes or no, do you see his passion in his movies? Not that they fall flat, but do you see the passion in his movies?
Oh no, yeah, I see it.
Okay.
He cares about what he does, what he makes.
Right. Yeah. And I will give him the benefit of this. I was more excited because I like Ben Affleck as Batman. And I'm happy that if this is true, that he came back to the role and we just don't get... You don't like him as Batman, Sonny?
I don't think we got enough of just him being Batman. Because again, Batman vs. Superman was...
why I'm excited. Because we might get to see more.
You could be excited, but from what I'm seeing, it's not like, oh man, there's
but he's only part of it though. That's the thing, right?
That's what I'm saying. It's like
it's not his
there's
own
enough.
movie.
There's enough for me to be like, there's something there, but they're holding him back, or they're like, is it just like he's just kind of there? He's in the suit and he's being Ben Affleck.
I mean, that warehouse fight is like the greatest thing DC has ever put on screen.
Yeah, the warehouse fight is awesome, but like,
and that's Zack Snyder.
Batman, sorry, tell.
That's Zack Snyder. What we saw Batman, Josh, or what's his name?
Whedon.
What we saw with that was it just didn't work. It was crap. Like, Batman doesn't make that many jokes. I didn't like that at all. There's nothing I can see in that movie.
And he's
that
like,
really,
he's
really
like, oh,
maybe
my
in the beginning.
Stuff like,
yeah,
you know, like oh,
that.
It's like, dude, just stop making him look like a chump. Like, come on.
I think with this, I mean, there's enough room to be excited for because I think we all kind of like Ben Affleck as Batman. We weren't all mad that he was Batman.
I
think we were all kind of disappointed that he walked away from it. But I think a lot of this had to do, and the downfall of DC so bad had to do with Warner Brothers was down everyone's throat to make this work fast. And I think you could kind of see once they got in Josh, or what is it, Josh?
Josh.
Like J-O, Josh.
Yeah. Josh.
Yeah. So, Josh. There we go.
All the way, but
once you got him in there, I think that was like the perfect opportunity. Okay, we want this, we want that. We want this to be a little bit funnier. Do this, do that, do that. And then he took the whole blame. Or maybe he just wanted to change it all and be a dick about it. But I think the problem with Batman versus Superman was first the marketing. Granted, when
I don't remember the marketing.
The marketing is that they showed Doomsday in like the second trailer.
Okay.
Like, I was so fucking pissed. Like, I was excited when I saw Doomsday, and then I was pissed about it. The other thing about it was the whole Martha thing. Everyone made fun of the Martha thing. You have to, if you read Zack Snyder and why he put that in there, it makes so much more sense. And I don't laugh about it.
I guess
anymore.
the way they showed it just didn't make it. It was more. It came off as a joke because it just wasn't done right. But his explanation is probably, fine. But
yeah, and we're all human.
I don't know his explanation, but I mean,
I guess that kind of like for me, kind of like, I guess an example of like wanting something done right. I guess because again in movies it's show don't tell. So if you don't explain why that's such a key point in the film, when you have to go out to an interview or reading a magazine, it goes like, but that's not part of the movie. So that can be your intention, but if it's not shown and actually heard or seen on the screen, it's not part of the movie.
I think Zack Snyder expects you to catch on because he's making this as a comic book lover, and he wants a comic book. He made this movie for comic book lovers, not for moviegoers or anything like that. So I know when that whole Martha thing came up, I didn't even realize that both Batman and Superman have the same mom name.
I kind of didn't either.
Okay.
Yeah, it was kind of like,
I don't know why.
I guess I knew separately, but I never put them together.
Yeah, so when I was in the theater, I accepted it. After the fact, I joined in the laughter with everyone else. But in a whole, like, the unrated version, the uncut version, is so much better than what you have in the theater. It really is. Because it gives you that extra little piece of Superman, of Clark Kent, that goes into that. I don't know, man. I'm excited. I think if he has full reins again, I think we're actually going to get some decent projects out of this, and hopefully it just keeps going.
I hope it does.
That'd be nice. I want a good string of DC films, not just a good one and then shitty ones and then a good one, and so.
What's the next one supposed to be? Wonder Woman or?
Yeah, Wonder Woman. Yes.
I personally think Marvel has better stories than DC. I think DC lays heavily on,
and that might be in general or what?
I think just storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
Storytelling. I think Marvel.
I like their
and that's what
type of stuff. Yeah, because I always got lost with all the, insane multiverses and everything's reset now. Oh, this dude, is time traveling from this universe to this one, and I'm supposed to know like the 10 people he talks to along the way. I'm like, who the hell is this guy? Like,
Well, and though, right?
What's that?
That came like in like the 90s, maybe the 80s.
Yeah, but even now, like when I try to read some of that, I'm like, I'm not like a, what do you call it? I'm not just a movie guy. I know some of the comic stuff, and even then I'm like, what the heck is that? Like really obscure, and I just can't follow it as well. I get kind of annoyed by that.
They with comics, they want you to like, hey, here's a good storyline of, let's just say, Black Widow. Hey, there's a crossover. You have to go read this person's book to understand what's going on.
Well, yeah, of course. That's like sales tactics.
Yeah, so nowadays, everything is so intertwined. You have to read everything and know every little nichey thing about every character just to follow storylines, because there's so many big events now. But I don't know, like, it's been a long time since I read old DC stuff, but I always liked DC because, like, I know it's weird to say, but like I always saw like it was DC, Marvel, and X-Men. Like X-Men were always like their own thing. They're Marvel, but they built their own world with everything. I always kind of see them as like a third brand.
They seem like they crossed over a little less, or like like Wolverine wouldn't go to town and see Daredevil or something, like the way Spider-Man does and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It seemed like X-Men was a little separate, but
yeah. So I like, again, like, because like growing up, I read X-Men and DC mainly, and I always leaned towards the DC stories and the DC characters and all that kind of stuff. So
I always stuck to Marvel. So I like DC, but only certain characters, certain stories.
I think that's why Marvel is succeeding so much more than DC. It's because, I mean, they just intertwine a little bit easier. It's, I don't know. They just, I don't know why. They just do.
Marvel took the time to build things up. They didn't just go, hey, you need to know all this history and go, or just assume you know these characters. They went step by step, and then as like in, I think, second half of Phase 2 and Phase 3, that's when people started coming together and being other people's stories and seeing different things. They started off real slow. They took their time. They built that trust and the fan base, where DC was like, here's Superman, and now here's Batman vs Superman, and here's Justice League in 3 movies. And it's like, oh, thanks, guys. That was
if they did a good job at it, I would have been okay. You don't have.
But my point is,
but they didn't.
Batman vs Superman should have been a slam dunk, and they still somehow messed it up.
Man,
Marvel did 22 movies, movies, and they were all pretty darn decent, except the Thor movies. But they were all pretty darn good. And that's just amazing. I think that says a lot to the base of what they're coming from, the stories that they have, the characters. Like Guardians of the Galaxy, an obscure team.
Yeah, nobody cared about that.
Now they're pretty great. Now everyone knows about them. That's nuts. Who knows? It might have.
Although I kind of hate them after the Infinity stuff. I don't. I really like them less. During those movies, like it reduced my love of those characters. I was just like, ugh, like these guys are.
Well, I mean,
annoying. Like, I don't know. No, I was pretty much done. I mean, I liked them in their solo, but then when they came and started meddling with the whole
with everyone else
Infinity stuff, I was just like, ugh, they were like getting on my nerves. I didn't really like them that much. Yeah, I want them on their own a little bit. Like, I don't really.
I don't, again, it's not necessarily the stories that they're telling. It's just the way that they go about it. Like Batman vs Superman is like 3 different stories, 4 different stories wrapped into one. Iron Man 1 was just Iron Man. How he got to be Iron Man. Again, like, that story is a very generic style.
That could have failed pretty
goes
hard.
through best things. It could have, but again, like they took their time. They trusted that they can give you something digestible, I guess, and be like, hey, look at this. We're gonna ease into it, where DC is like, hey, do you know that? Hey, do you know this the Robin that Joker killed? Because that little tidbit's in here.
I think. I did like
this storyline. Put all that in there and assume and then because Marvel was good at getting the general audience in, and
they even hinted War Machine on theirs, and they did it.
Yeah.
Like that was an example of a good job, like of saying like where he says next time baby or whatever about War Machine. You're kind of like, oh, that's cool, like as a fan, But I think the part of the advantage was that we never had a hero like Iron Man before.
And Iron Man wasn't even popular.
Yeah, he wasn't popular.
Iron Man was a nobody.
Nope, nobody cared about that guy.
Batman and Superman, like Justice League or DC, had the cards, dude. They had the upper hand.
Oh yeah.
And then Marvel came out of nowhere with it.
They took these characters that absolutely nobody cared about and made them into something people care about now. Like you were saying, Guardians, that was like a C tier comic that they couldn't sell a toy out of Guardians if they tried. And after the movies, they made it into something. But like I was saying, like Iron Man was different because he's not a cape, he's not like a spandex suit guy. He is very different, and then just the charisma and the writing for him really, I think, sold a lot of it.
Because again, Marvel said, "Hey, we're gonna make you invest in these characters," while DC was like, "Hey, it's Batman. That's all you care about, right?"
Yeah, like Batman. You love Batman, right?
You love Superman, right? There, yeah. It's like,
hey, there's a suit over in the corner over there. It says "ha ha" on it. Oh, you love that, right?
Exactly.
That means, I do love that, and it was a cool idea. But the rest of the movie didn't do it justice to any of that.
They didn't take the time to go, hey, let's tell a good story first.
But what annoys me is you drop that, and I'll never see anything about it. Like I'll see a toy about it that expands more than the damn movie did, and I'll never get that because you already changed gears and you're like, fuck that idea or fuck that movie. It's like,
well, no,
I
don't think that's what happened. I don't think that's what happened. It's just when Zack Snyder left for his reasons, I think that's where it fell apart. I think there was something bigger happening. It's just, I guess
that is different than that was a different thing than them just saying forget this. It was like, okay, this guy, like we lost a big thing here, a person here who had a vision. And that's why we got to drop it. That's a different reason. So I could see that. But, I mean, like, if you see anything cool in these movies, it feels like they throw it in just to win approval, even though the movie might not be good.
Yeah.
It's funny with that Robin. That's actually, Zack Snyder says that's actually Dick Grayson.
Oh, okay.
Not Jason Todd. So.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
What is that face, Sonny? Like, you don't care?
It doesn't matter because it doesn't have any impact in the story. You didn't know who it was.
All right, let's keep going.
No. You can't sit there and go like, well, I read an interview, so it makes it all better. It doesn't make any. It's a shitty movie.
But it's cool. No, but it's cool. Like,
I thought it was cool to see that.
So
the idea of where it could have gone is what I'm trying to have you appreciate. Granted, it went and burned to the ground, but there is new hope with Justice League Zack Snyder Cut. And who knows what might come from it? It might be still a piece of shit movie. But the chance that I even said this Ben Affleck thing might be completely just bullshit. Mm-hmm. But if there's a chance that we get to see a little more Ben Affleck, cool.
I'm sure they're asking.
Happen, it doesn't happen. But you just throwing it off saying, it's Dick Grayson. Who cares? What?
Who cares?
We all thought it was Jason Todd.
He's been burned so much that he's like, when you get to that point, it's like you just get annoyed because you hate get your hopes up for something.
And like Batman is like, again, well, we all grew up on Batman. That was my guy. Like I love Batman.
Of course.
Everything that had Batman, I bought it.
Oh,
I watched everything, and it's just like, just give me something good, please. Like Nolan stuff it doesn't age well. Like.
Nah.
Begin still has good parts.
Dark Knight's
still really good. Rise is personally my favorite, just because I don't know, just like it's more watchable for like some of the bad stuff and the good stuff there, but it's not something I can put on like Mask of the Phantasm is like my favorite.
Begins the best
of all time. Like I think Mask of the Phantasm is one of the best Batman stories put on film, and that was a feature film. It's an amazing film. And it does what most live action Batman movies can't do. It has that heart and soul of Bruce Wayne, and we see him lose that humanity part of himself to the humanity side to become full Batman all the time. I mean, it's a wonderful story, and no one can seem to, because again, no one cares about story when it comes to Batman and the live action. They just go, here's Batman, here you go. And some try to do a little different things. Some go more campy. Some try to be more realistic. But no one can find that balance of Bruce Wayne and Batman. The Mask of the Phantasm can.
There's definitely stuff we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, and then with Batman, they go to the same stories or same things over and over again. They don't want to expand.
Like here's the origin again. Here's young Bruce Wayne again. It's like come on, dude.
But see, this is the reason why in Batman versus Superman they went past all that.
Mm-hmm.
Because of what you just said, Frank. You're already annoyed that they keep saying everything over. We see the parents dying again and all that.
Yeah.
Why? They know.
Well, I did like the Robin part. Like I thought that was interesting. When I saw that, I was happy about that. I was like, "Ooh, that's cool, man! Like that's freaking awesome." Like I said, man, the warehouse fight. I did appreciate that he's older. He's already seasoned. Like there's a mythology about him. Even with the cops in the city, they already know what's up with him and stuff like that. The ideas are there, I think, but execution, man, it just hurts.
Yeah, because again, like him being older, again, that's something no one touches on in the movies. Absolutely, I would have loved to just seen a Batman older, just like an older guy, just like I gotta do what I gotta do at this point. If I gotta break you in half, that's what I gotta do, and bring it in story and like a new bad guy instead
of
just
Creed at your head if I have to.
Like that would have been interesting if they focused that more. But they were like, hey, here's Batman. He's been around forever. You just didn't know it, and now here's Superman, and now they're best friends for a second, and then he dies, and oh no, what are we gonna do without him? It's like,
but you did see that Batman you wanted. He didn't give a care anymore. He was branding people. He was actually killing people and all that. I mean, you did get it.
No, but I didn't get. But it was just to do it, because there wasn't. Again, when it comes to comic, come to heroes, it's the stories that you go, oh, I connect with this story. I connect with that. That's why Daredevil is like one of my favorite superheroes of all time. It's like because those stories mean something. And all the things that he goes through explain why he is the way he is. Now, if you want to bend it a little bit, go, hey, again, yes, I'm tired of origin stories. We know more or less his parents died. You can do that like in a dream sequence. He's having a bad dream. He wakes up, oh shit, and then he's got to go fight crime. Fine, cool. But give me a story though, something that makes me connect to this Batman, because
part of it is there's too much to tell in that one movie. Like
I think you're asking too much from movies, dude. You're asking way too much for movies, and you'll never be happy for them.
I agree.
That's why they're still comic books.
You only have 2 hours.
Thor 3 is amazing.
It is amazing.
Thor 3 is amazing.
Yeah, but that you also already know his backstory.
You have so much already.
Yeah, and you also have Avengers.
That's the thing, yeah. It's only a 2-hour movie, and it's too much to tell in one movie.
No, it's not too much. Again, because like I'm not saying we have to explore everything and have a Batman, but just give me something in the first 20 minutes, 15 minutes that explains where he is now in his life. Give me a story that's rooted in his world, because
I kind of like part of the mystery. Like, why is he branding people? Well, okay, there's a Robin costume in the corner. Well, maybe he lost the Robin. He got beat to death. That would explain part of.
And I think like why that's where the Batman movie was.
But you wouldn't know that because it's just a suit that says "ha ha," and unless he goes, "Oh man, I can't believe I looked
at it sadly," and he has it up. Like, there's only so much you could do in 2 hours, right?
And we already know the story of that suit.
We
like
do.
Us as comic book, yeah. It's for
us. But how do they play into the actual
comic people?
How do they actually play into this story, into Batman vs Superman? How did that play?
Part of like him being fucked up?
I think it does that, and I think it was supposed to lead into Ben Affleck's movie. That's what it was. It was supposed to tease you. It was just like how you explain how comics are sold now, where you got to read this and then go watch that. That's what it was doing. Unfortunately, it just didn't pan out.
Mm-hmm.
I think we saw incomplete story.
Well, where's Batman's story? Where is his thing?
It was nothing.
No. Again, because look at Batman. They switch out. They switch out Batman with a new actor. So there's quote unquote continuity with certain things, but it's a new. Nolan's is different from Schumacher's. Tim Burton's
you
different.
Mean the one coming out next year? You mean? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, let's stay on Batman versus Superman. Let's stay on that because that's a different franchise. The reason why they showed that Robin in there was, yes, to us, but that could have led to something else. There was a bigger story behind that Robin. Zack Snyder did want to tell it. And I'm pretty sure Ben Affleck was trying to write that into his story, but it's either his personal life that got into it.
Oh my God, I forgot he was writing that.
It's just, it just, this whole series just got bad luck. And that's what made it crash and burn.
Not bad luck, it's just bad handling.
Both.
I think it's a little bit of both. I think it is a little bit of both. You can't overlook the bad luck in this. With, unfortunately, Zack Snyder's daughter passing away, him having to step away from everything. Ben Affleck
2 movies
not being
burned right there.
Man, what bad luck did it have? Batman vs Superman. What did that have? Bad luck?
Well, the bad luck is that story that they were trying to set up was supposed to be for the future.
It relies on more movies.
It relies on more movies. It relies on Suicide Squad. Unfortunately, David Ayer, we're not talking about David Ayer right now, but
he didn't want to follow it, or what?
No, it seems like Warner Brothers had their hands on a lot of things because now David Ayer wants his uncut version coming out. Zack Snyder had already an uncut version for Batman vs Superman, and that came out. Now he has another uncut version. Like, why does there have to be uncut versions? Why can't Warner Brothers let who they hire get into it and just make their movie? Why do they have to crumble? And it's because of Marvel. It's because of Marvel. Because Marvel had a leg up. They had a vision. Kevin Feige, right? That's his name? Feige. They got lucky with him, man. And he just saw it, maybe not from Iron Man, but maybe after Iron Man 2, he started seeing it. And actually, Iron Man 2, Incredible Hulk. I think that's when he started seeing it. Because that's when he started implementing the crossovers. But for you, Sonny, you did see that Batman you wanted. You just didn't see enough of it. But they were trying to make you happy, and they were trying to make everyone happy with that movie. I think that's where it kind of failed.
Yeah, you can't make because again, they can't make everyone happy. You have to make a decision. Do you be just for fanboys, or do you be something that is open to everyone? Because again, like
but Marvel did both, though.
Captain America with
over time they did.
Winter Soldier. Yeah, there's little bits and pieces of other films that kind of lead into there. A couple of maybe innuendos or jokes or different characters coming in, but that is a solely Captain America story of him trying to
number 2.
Trying to wait a minute. Like he's trying to
saying it.
In part 2, he's trying to deal with this dilemma of like, okay, it's I have to do this for my country. If I have to betray my country to save it, that's what I have to do. Or like he has to do things that he may not see in his eyes as, I guess not patriotic, but like something that needs to be done. That's great. So everything around it, little tidbits is cool, but that main focus story is on him and him alone, and it pushes his narrative and his story forward. It's not just, hey, there's Bucky's suit on the wall. That's cool. Now let's go into a different completely movie and go, okay.
But you only get to that movie when you go to Captain America, the First Avenger, and Avengers. If you do not have those 2 movies, that wonderful Winter Soldier movie that you love so much, you would hate. Because those 2 movies already built up Captain America so much, already built up the storyline of him and his friend Bucky. And then it switched over to Avengers, where it focused a little more on Captain America and him being a leader and working with everyone and not trusting what he wants to do, and then going into Winter Soldier. That took 2 movies.
There is something
to
like more time.
First one, then. If you go back first one, you knew that was to lead something bigger, but that whole general story was about him trying to come to terms with being
which one?
A hero.
First Avenger.
Yeah, first one.
First Avenger?
Yes,
Okay.
like the first Avenger. Again, you know there's inklings, there's inclinations of something coming bigger, and there's a lot of things being set up for the future. But the core basis of that film is him. It's him trying to learn what it means to be a superhero, trying to stay true to who he is as a person, to be a hero, to do what needs to be done. So you can have those little tidbits again, like the Tesseract, or like him being shot up into space, like all these little things that lead to something bigger. But if you don't have a basis of that story to make you invested in that single character moving forward, then you don't have anything. So in Batman vs Superman, Batman is just doing cool shit, but there's no personal attachment to make you go, I want to know what happens to you, and I'm invested in you now.
How many Captain America movies do we have? Before First Avenger, how many Captain America movies did we really have?
It was
once, probably. Like
the 90s
way
one
back in the day. Yeah, my point is we did not know anything about Captain America. Okay, unless we opened up a comic book, people didn't know anything about Captain America. This is my argument why Batman versus Superman gets to get away with not explaining Batman's backstory. How many Batman movies did we get before Batman versus Superman?
Like 4.
It's not about his background. It's not about his background.
But I know, but for the most part, viewers know Batman. He knows that what he went through, what kind of person he is. He's morally good, but he also has a dark side. You don't have to open up a comic book to know that. You've seen so many movies about him. So you're not going to really focus that much because they're already trying to move him over to a little darker Batman. And really what fans really wanted was Batman versus Superman forever. And they finally got it. So I think the way they could have done that is just to kind of fast forward things already, not tell his origin story again. And really, they didn't have the time to tell his origin story. Leaving that Robin suit is kind of telling that origin story on how that Batman got to where he was. But we already know Batman as a comic book character, as a movie character. What we don't know is this Batman. And who knows? This is where I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that the reason why that Robin was there was to give you a peek behind the curtain. And who knows? Maybe that Ben Affleck movie that we all knew he was going to make was supposed to give you the full version of what happened. Because it sounded like it was going to be before Batman versus Superman happened.
Even though the movie's not good, it doesn't make me throw everything away. Like, just because the movie sucked doesn't mean I don't think that Robin suit was cool and I want to know more. Like, it does suck that the movie sucks. Yes, it does. But the cool little stuff, I mean,
100% suck.
I still like that stuff.
No, again,
not 100%, but I mean, overall, it was disappointing, man.
Those small things would have been cool if we understood this Batman.
But they're still cool, though. It doesn't mean that they're not cool.
No, again.
It's just they don't have weight, is what you're saying.
And again, because as this Batman is, again, Michael Keaton's Batman is a whole different thing, but you understand who he is in that first film. Like, you understand that character. You understand where he fits in this world. The way he thinks, his thought process. Batman, Affleck's one is just, he's an alien. He's bad. Oh, we had the same mom first name. We're friends. Oh, he died.
Nolan did the best job so far of making you understand Batman's journey.
Yeah.
But no, even I'm talking about just Begins. Like, he explained really thoroughly. Like, you never understood. Like, no Batman movie before that ever told you that he freaking trained with ninjas and freaking that's why he's so damn good. That you're just like, oh, he's like in Keaton, right? He's just, if you don't know anything about Batman, you're like, he's rich, but he's not like a martial arts ninja master. Like, he's.
But no, hold on. In Keaton's movie, they did hint a little bit that he visited Japan with all those suits.
Yeah, so they kind of give him some culture, I guess. But he could be just a rich guy who likes suits, though. Like,
It can be. But us as comic book fans that know Batman know where those suits came from.
But he also had like knights and like other random stuff. So it wasn't like. To me, it didn't come across to me, but
it's again like stuff like that. Like, it doesn't have to.
I still like the movie. It's just
like that he's like some great warrior. It could be insinuating that he's just a man of culture. That he like, oh, I appreciate this because but then you hear from dialogue and the way that he carries himself and the way that he is Batman. Like you understand him in his world. you understand again, like as much as George Clooney's movie is very, very goofy and stupid, you get the sense of what that world is. I didn't get a sense of what Batman is, and besides just
I don't know if I could agree there, man.
And I fight you. It's just like, I mean, like if there was like a news thing like, oh, crime is still at an all-time high, even though Batman's working twice as hard, just like small little things going, like explaining to us why he's so jaded and angry. Again, I don't need backstory. What I need is a story to make me understand who he is in this film, in this franchise, because you can't bring in Nolan baggage or Schumacher's baggage or Tim Burton's baggage into this Batman. This is a brand new Batman.
Well, they
that's
didn't,
kind of the problem. No, but that's one. But no, but they also kind of assume that you knew everything. So you come in, you don't need a dedicated story to this specific Bruce Wayne, this specific Batman, because.
I guess it's
but then you would complain that we see the origin story again.
I'm not talking about an origin story. I'm talking about a story, or dialogue, or something that allows us to see where he's at and why he's here. I don't need an origin story.
That's the Robin suit.
No,
the problem with
for the future. I'm talking about right now in this movie. I need to know what makes this Batman so special that I need to care about him. I don't need an origin story. I don't need to do Joker 10,000 times. I need to understand what makes this Batman tick, because
they didn't do anyone justice. They didn't do Batman justice. They didn't do Superman justice. They didn't do Wonder Woman justice. Because they try to do too many things in one movie.
Banking off the fact that it is the Trinity of DC.
Yeah.
Alone, we can sell tickets.
And this is a big clash that everybody wants. You know, Batman and Superman in the title in one movie will make $10 billion. You know.
You know what? And I would argue that you do know why Batman is the way he is. The very first scene of Batman is Man of Steel, where he's trying to save everyone, and that's why he kind of hates Superman. Now, the reason why Batman is kind of grunty and old and just doesn't like the world anymore does go with the Robin suit. And if you're a comic book fan, you know that. If you're a simple moviegoer, you might not know that so much. But that's where I'm saying the Ben Affleck movie is going to come in.
That suit didn't play into part of that story. There was
for later.
It played in the character. It played in the character for Batman, which is what you're asking.
You said you need to know the comics in order to know what that is to understand. The comics has nothing to do with this specific story. Who is this Batman?
What I'm saying is that you're saying you need to know why Batman is the way he is to make.
But how much more do you need? He's old and he's tired and he's been through a lot.
We know he's been around, and now there's a Robin dead.
What else
that messed up his mind.
You don't know that a Robin's dead. It's just a suit. He never says that.
There's a suit that says ha ha ha.
No. Baggage from the comics doesn't mean everyone knows that that's a Robin suit.
And most people would know because the old show, the Batman and Robin.
Batman and Robin. There's a Robin suit that's up there, and Robin's not. So there's a reason why Robin's not in there.
The fucking yellow cape. That's what the original Robin suit. That's what people know. They don't know this Zack Snyder suit. They don't know that. Again, the reason why you like Marvel is because they are good stories. At the very heart of it is a good story. Am I wrong or am I right?
Not all of them.
Sure, but that's why this. That's
what you need. You can't bake on the fact that just because he's Batman that I should automatically give you all my money because it's Batman. No.
But you did anyway.
Well, Marvel. Everyone already gave their money to Batman, and that's why Batman's in this movie to begin with, without his own movie. This is basically Man of Steel 2, with Batman as a cameo.
Well, that's what's annoying. Well, but no, it's more than a cameo. He's in it a lot, man.
He should be in there a little bit more. Like, granted, we see.
That's what a Batman fan would say.
Well, yeah, but honestly, he really is. And the reason why I'm saying it's a cameo is because of what Sonny's saying is that you don't get the full story. You get enough of a story. You know, Batman has been around for a little bit, and he's not new to the cape and cowl.
You don't get enough of anyone in that movie.
And you know something happened with Robin. It doesn't matter how he looked at the suit is just human nature. He's missing someone from that suit. And you know someone died in that
bothers him. Like something about it bothers him. He's not like happy about it.
The first introduction should have never been Batman vs Superman. He should have at least got something by himself. Something again like to establish that. And then the ending could be him in downtown with the towers coming down, and that leads into Batman versus Superman. Give me like a story where, let's say, he goes up against Penguin or the Black Mask.
Dude, that's why I keep talking about the Ben Affleck movie, man.
That's why, because like these are gangster guys that keep, because again, it's not Batman's job to keep them in prison. It's his job to put them there. It's on the prison to keep them in. It's on for lawyers to make sure that that they get locked up. Batman just brings them in, goes, hey, here you guys go. You guys do your job now. So if you can see like let's say this is the 10th time Black Mask got out, and Batman keeps trying to put him in, but then let's say Black Mask blows up a club, killing a lot of people, and then you see that switch in Batman's head goes, I've been doing this for so long and nothing's changed. Like, I don't need to hear a dialogue, but like you can see it in the way, like from that scene where he's standing on top of a roof looking at his building on fire, bodies being carried out, and him going, I can't keep doing what I've been doing for so long. I have to start playing their game. And then we see the second half of him start to brutalize people a little bit more, and we see him get angrier and angrier. And then at the end, when the buildings come down from Superman's fight, and we see him rushing in, trying to do his best on the ground, then that carries over to Batman versus Superman. So now we know why he's so angry and why Superman needs to be stopped and why he's willing to go.
You're asking for more movies, which is not what they were trying to do.
No, and again, all you need is one movie to set it up.
But they didn't do it. I mean, why?
And we were getting a Ben Affleck movie. That you don't know what was happening there. What I'm trying to argue is that you should appreciate Batman versus Superman for what it is. It really is just like a stepchild now. It's a child that was forgotten.
You are very optimistic that the future is going to be good, that it's going to be better than what we have now. And I'm saying what we have right now is all that matters, because that's what we can physically touch, we can physically watch. That's what matters.
But you will be watching it. They're not saying it like that movie is going to happen. That cut is going to happen.
If it happens, it's not out. It's not a thing until you can physically watch it. And that's what I'm saying. Because again, you never know. Maybe.
Yeah, but neither is coming up with a second movie that sets up BVS. Like, that's even more off the rails.
There's been so many movies that are like, we're in pre-production, we're ready to go, and then it gets canned or it gets shelved. Like, until something comes out, and until I see it with my own eyes and go, okay, now we're moving towards something. What we have right now is all that matters.
Well, you could get excited.
No, because they're gonna break my heart again. They always break.
Oh, get tough, bro. Get tough. No. You're a White Sox fan. Get tough. All right, let's move on. We spent 48 minutes on this, and we didn't get anywhere with it. All I'm saying is that enjoy what we have now. Batman versus Superman is not a perfect movie. What I'm saying is that since it's come out, I have appreciated it even more. You should appreciate it a little bit more.
Watch it, but
look a little bit more in the future and what could have been. What could have been is that Ben Affleck was working on a movie. Granted, we do not know what kind of movie it was going to be, but everything it kind of points to that might have been not a full-blown origin story, but it had Deathstroke in there. What?
Would have, could have, should have. It doesn't matter because it's.
I get it, but what I'm trying to say is that appreciate that he is at least coming back, and we might see some form of what this might have been. We're not going to see it completely, but we might see some form, and that's all we need is hope. This is why we do this podcast: is to talk about what could have happened. One of our best shows was talking about this movie, and we made a better movie than what came out on film.
That tells you a lot.
The fun part is, but as soon as you suck it out and be like, it doesn't matter. Let's use a little imagination with it. Robin being Dick Grayson threw a little bit more into it. And I don't know if that's completely true because it seemed like David Ayer thought that Robin was a Jason Todd, but Zack Snyder says he always thought that was Dick Grayson in his head.
It didn't mean that it was in there.
I'm sorry?
He said he always thought, but was that concrete? Was that something that we know 100% that was going to lead to?
It came from the director.
Directors say stuff all the time. They go like, "Oh, you know what? That was my intention the whole time," or you know what? That's what I was trying to do. I'm like, no, stop it. No, you weren't.
I don't know. I think Zack Snyder in his past
matter which Robin it was.
It doesn't. But my whole point is that Zack Snyder in the past doesn't care what you think. If he thinks a certain way, he'll go with it. And maybe that's why Warner Brothers didn't really like it. Maybe they thought that Dick Grayson really dying is not going to work good because Dick Grayson is Robin, and everyone loves that Dick Grayson, loves that Robin.
Maybe they're looking at it like, oh, now we can't use him for a Nightwing or this or that.
So here or there, let's move on.
All right. What kind of news we got here?
Let's change it up. Who else?
You want to go?
Yeah, Crash Bandicoot 4. Coming out October 2nd. I used to love the Crash games. This is going to be done by the guys who did the remaster of the game, so it's not Naughty Dog.
You know who did the remaster?
I don't recall the name of the studio. It's not a big name studio, but they are doing the fourth game. The graphics look really nice, kind of like Ratchet Clank, but I'm not really excited for it just because, the platforming games are not really my biggest draw right now. And it's going to be full price, $59. It's not Naughty Dog, and it just seems like you're doing a little bit of the same things. Like, it's still about that Neo Cortex bad guy, and you're being chased by stuff, and you're running, and $60, and it's like, there's so many games I'd rather play. So, but I thought it was kind of interesting that Crash 4 coming out. So,
he did a good job on the remaster. It was solid. Like it was
good. But I think
you
part
both played it.
They tweaked enough of the stuff where it's like, oh, now it runs cleaner and smoother.
Mm-hmm. It's
but at the same time, it is a game that is very easy. Like for me personally, it's very easy to play again. Mm-hmm. So like, this is very much for like kids. So the fact that it's coming out, it's like, okay, maybe they're trying to bank on the fact that you have kids now. That, hey, now you play a game with your kids, and this is great for kids. It is challenging the kids.
I would just give them the remaster instead. I wouldn't even give them the
3 games in one.
Plus, Ratchet and Clank looks better than this, so
it does.
I don't know. I just thought I would tell you guys.
What's another one?
July, free PSN games, Rise of the Tomb Raider, and NBA 2K20.
It's so shitty that they gave us NBA 2K20.
Is that games behind now, or what?
Is it like the anniversary now of PlayStation or something like that?
Maybe, but
that's what I was reading, that everyone was kind of mad about.
Are they coming out with like 2K22 this year or something, or no? Or
2K21.
like how?
2K21's coming out this year, and
did you guys play 20?
That's a piece of my news. No,
you didn't play 20. How about you, Pagan?
No, I didn't because the Bulls suck.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I'll just add it to my library. I don't think I'll be downloading it, but I used to kind of have fun with the basketball games, but yeah.
I'll definitely download because I do like to play sports games when I'm like not in the mood to play a heavy game or a long story.
Yeah, just like a match here and there.
Yeah, but play a couple games. Okay.
How are you guys doing in general with no sports? Is it like a big effect or not really?
For what?
Like with no sports going on right now, is it like a really big effect on you guys, or not really, or are you kind of replacing it with playing a season? No, a little bit.
I am.
Yeah, a little bit.
And I'm kind of excited that there was. I tweeted to Marquee Network, which is the Cubs' new television network, and I tweeted at them, "Why don't you have in-house or in-video practice, or even just showing us batting practice?" So yeah, I am kind of upset. I'm happy that it's finally back. Hopefully, it stays around.
Give me something, yeah. But like, hockey was gone, basketball's gone. There was no March Madness. There was nothing. Mm-hmm. I need something. I needs it. I want it. And
well, you're doing like WWE and UFC and
yes, which helps, but at the same time, like my loyalty to my Sox, I think Manny can at least understand that the passion for a team. Where like I like the Bulls to a point. They're not my favorite. I really love the Blackhawks, but my White Sox are my ride or die team for life. Like they are like my number one thing in all sports. Like I love the Bears too, but the Bears are fucking idiots. They don't know how to draft or sign or nothing, and they let good opportunities go. But baseball, the Sox will always be in my heart, no matter what. Bad season, good seasons, terrible seasons. I'm never gonna quit on them ever.
So
I
for the
might be mad, but I need some kind of Sox games in my life again.
I know, well, like the one we were gonna go to, but the WWE, do they have like big crowds, or is it just purely the ring, whoever's in the ring, and that's it? How are they doing that?
Currently, they are taking developmental guys that aren't on TV or anywhere. Like they're trained to become stars. They have them in the audience to like make noise, because that, like, having 20 people cheer actually adds something where it's just two people
instead of silence. Throwing each other.
It adds a lot.
Yeah.
But
sure.
Yeah, man. I need some like actual like team sports in my life.
Yeah.
Again, like I won't say I'm scratching here like you got any more drugs, but I do need it though.
Dave Chappelle.
Yes.
All right, next one.
That was it for me.
Okay, Sonny.
NBA 2K21. So you know how a lot of games are saying, hey, if you buy this on PlayStation 4, you'll have a free copy to play on PlayStation 5. 2K is like, well, the standard version will be $70 for the Xbox. So like if you buy it on PlayStation 4 and you want to carry over to PlayStation 5, they're charging you extra to carry over the console.
Okay.
How much?
10 more bucks.
Yeah, so I won't say that's shitty. It is kind of shitty, but I mean, people are gonna buy it. It doesn't really matter.
How much more extra?
$10. No? Yeah.
So they're gonna charge you the difference?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
So if you want like the gold version, which might be 100, it'll be like 120. So you got to pay a little more if you want to carry it over.
I think the bigger news in that is that it shows what the games might cost for PS5 and Xbox One.
Well, I don't know if that's
really
because again, this is because this is because if you buy a PlayStation 4, you want to play it on 5, you pay that $10 extra to play it on PlayStation 5. But like me, who's not buying it day one, if you wanted 2K, you had to pay $70 just for the base game, and you don't plan on paying PlayStation 5 for at least the next couple of years.
Wait, so is that the only version available? The $70 one, or what?
No, there's like the gold version, the platinum.
But you can't buy just. What if you're like, I don't care about nothing, I just want the game, $60? You can't do that?
Nope, it's $70.
Oh wow,
it's for PS5.
PS4, no?
No, PS5.
Oh, for PS5.
What?
Why is it?
Let me get it up again because I was looking at it. The bigger news of why that made so much news is that PS5. It kind of showed their hand what the pricing might be for Xbox Series X and PS5.
$69, you're saying?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was misreading the article a little bit, but but you do have to pay extra from what I'm understanding. If you buy a PlayStation 4, you have to pay extra to carry it over instead of just going here.
Instead of just included or whatever.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Asked if all 2 games next gen titles will cost $69.99. The 2K representative said only that 2K suggested retail price for its games are meant to represent the value being offered. Ha! So yeah, I mean, and what's cool is that I didn't know that.
I love the cover.
So Sony and Microsoft don't set the prices. It's the game manufacturer, and then they all kind of eat off of each other with it. So I thought that was interesting. Yeah, there's going to be a Kobe Bryant.
Publisher, you mean? Like 2K?
Yeah, the publishers tell you how much everything would cost. Okay. But yeah, there's a Mamba edition because he recently passed away this year, and then 2 cover athletes on that.
That was what, January that happened to him?
Yeah, I believe so.
Man, I thought it was like December. I don't even remember. Yeah. Wow. So much has happened that this feels like years ago already. Yeah, dude. I love the cover. I mean, it's very nice.
Looks nice.
Yeah, that is interesting news. I mean, they could definitely start charging $70.
Shit,
you know what they could do is initially they could say, "Oh, don't worry, we're gonna charge $70, but you can get a copy for your old console too, and then it'll just be the norm, and then they'll just never go back to $60 games.
Oh, and that's the problem. Like that, I mean,
they might be able to do that, you know.
So like, if it's
60 already is too much for me. Like honestly,
it's like because like it comes out to like 50, like 65 something.
Yeah, almost 66.
Like 70.
78.
Yeah, just the top of head, 78, 79 for one game.
There's
for
almost
a standard issue game.
Almost nothing I would buy at that price.
No. At that point, I'm out. I'm not going to buy next gen.
Like
at that
Red
point.
Dead 2, yeah, I'd buy something like that. Like if I never played Red Dead 2, of course,
yeah.
I would pay for like a game like that, or like, you know, a really high caliber game. But like $79 is like that's like two or three a year at that price.
That just really stopped me. Like, I think I'm too old for this. I'm leaving. I'm taking my hat and going home.
I would still play the next God of War and stuff like that, but I mean, I wouldn't be paying $80 every month or anything.
The only good thing here is that the Mamba Edition are the same prices for the next gen and current gen, and then standard edition, it is $70. So I don't know about that. I was talking about this with other people, man. $70 is kind of steep.
That's really steep.
Yeah, it is.
But also, if you look back at it, I guess games always, like for the last couple decades, were always $60, $50.
For a long time.
So, I mean, with inflation, I mean, this might be the new 60.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes from there, man. But with the whole pandemic going on and all that, and jobs kind of hurting, $70 for the new games are,
it's gonna be hard.
Especially if we're gonna get that Miles Morales game, and that's not a full game, and that's gonna be $70. Yeah, that's not cool. What's another one?
So there's a live action Frosty the Snowman coming to life, and do you know who to play Frosty?
What?
Frank, do you know?
No, I have no idea.
Guess. Pick.
Guess.
We'll give you two guesses.
Who's making the movie?
I don't think that matters.
I think it does.
I don't even know who's making it.
If you said it was Disney, I would be like Donald Glover or something.
What?
Because he's in everything.
He's not in everything.
For Disney, he is. He's freaking Simba. He's Lando Calrissian. He's freaking.
Somebody that is maybe considered like a badass in films.
Oh, hold on. Wait, what is this? I guess it is
one of the Ryans or something.
This might give it away, but it is being distributed by Warner Brothers.
Ben Affleck is Frosty.
Nope, you get one more guess.
Warner Brothers. I don't know. Joaquin Phoenix.
No. Say who it is, Sonny.
I have no idea. Come on.
Jason.
Who?
Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa. What?
Or, I should say.
How does that work?
Hey guys, what's up, man? I'm Frosty the Snowman. I like the
How
facts.
the hell are they gonna do that? What the fudge?
It looks like it's gonna be live action / CGI.
So
he's gonna voice him.
So I feel like it'll be like a Jack Frost thing where it's like Snowman's fake, but it's his voice. I don't know. I think it's kind of funny. Like I don't know if I'll go see it in theaters, but it's kind of funny to think about it.
How did they get him to do this?
He'll probably say yes to most things because he just like, what's up, whatever, man. It sounds.
Yeah, I know, but like, he's voice acting, right? So yeah,
it's just still funny to think about his voice.
This is weird. I can't believe they're doing this.
What's another one, Sonny?
So you guys challenged me to keep up with how many people die each week.
No, that's bad.
Wow.
So I have another one for you.
I'm just like, dude, stop bringing the macabre over here.
Stop. It's just bringing to light people who brought many people good laughs and joys.
Before you go into this, Robin Suit says, "Ha ha ha! Joke's on you, Batman," and he looks at it and walks away.
Okay.
In a sad fashion.
And then we see his fucking butt next. I forgot we see.
Oh my god! I don't even remember that. Holy crap!
And this is before he goes. I think he's going to that party.
Funny if Alfred walked in behind him and dropped the tray on the ground. He's like, "Oh, sorry, sir."
Walks out. He'll probably be like, "Oh, you're not using the Head and Shoulders today, huh?" There was too much background for this. That there was supposed to be another movie, but anyway, keep going.
What other news you got, sir?
Carl Brainer. He was a actor, comedian, writer. This generation, I know him from like Ocean's 12 movies. The old guy. I'm not sure if you guys remember him.
Yeah, I do.
No, I do not.
He's the gentleman that died. He died.
Oh, yeah, I know him.
Yeah, he died earlier this week at age 98.
What was he in? I'm sorry.
The Ocean's 12 movies.
Oh, okay.
11, 12, 13. So some other stuff he did. Some maybe people know his earlier work.
The Jerk.
Don't Wear Plaid. The Jerk. The Man with Two Brains. All of Me. So he's been around for a long time. I think it was. He's done a lot. The
only thing I can find is Green Lantern when I type Kyle Rayner.
But yeah, again, died at age 98. Lived. I hope he lived a good life. Made a lot of good.
Pretty long.
Brought a lot of laughs to people. So rest in peace, sir. Thank you for everything you've done for
entertainment. Yep.
Following that, it looks like Mulan tentatively will be moved to August 21st.
Then and what else?
I don't know what else.
Tenet.
Oh, Tenet.
Oh, okay. I guess it got pushed back again. So
August 21st, same day, or what?
I believe Tenet is very close.
So I don't know if this will stay true.
I don't know. Depends how everything goes.
If the aliens come down in this month, guys, it's our turn. We'll see.
They're waiting for their turn, man.
They're just waiting in the wind.
Well, they also pushed back the theater openings, right, to July 31st.
They did.
Yeah. They keep pushing everything. Yeah, because again, we just don't want to wear masks.
They should just So August 12th for Tenet as well.
August 12th. Okay.
Yeah.
Mulan is theaters.
I'm sorry.
Mulan is going to be a movie theater release as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that could definitely bring in some good money if it comes out at the right time because people need. Because like that,
back and all that.
Yeah, I think like that one it has the potential to bring a lot of money. So they're hoping that they can get this out and actually people will come and watch it.
Yeah, I just can't get excited for Tenet. I just can't.
And we still have Black Widow out there too.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that one. I need the MCU to come back.
I do need the MCU to come back. That is going to be glorious.
It's been what, like a year or more already, right?
More than that, dude, because because a year just passed for Homecoming.
By the time it comes out. Oh yeah, you're right. I forgot about that. I need that to come back.
What was the last movie then? Far From Home?
What's up?
Yeah, Far From Home.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. What did I say? Homecoming. Far From Home. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I forgot.
Hit a year on yesterday.
There's a lot of stuff that should have come out already. Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Who remember eating that blue popcorn?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Something happened.
You didn't like it that much, though, did you?
I did love it that much. I loved it a little too much. I had to stop eating it because it was just too sweet.
It was really powerful, man.
Yeah, I think Black Widow is going to make a decent amount of money. I personally think that Mulan should just be released on Disney Plus, and same should go with New Mutants, or New Mutants should be released on Hulu, like they were going to do.
Yeah,
it's just hard to make their money, I guess, but whatever. How excited are you for Tenet out of 10, both of you? I'm like a 4, dude. I really don't care. I just don't.
Ish.
Yeah, right. I mean,
I'm like 8.
I want to be excited. I love Nolan, man. His concepts are great, but I don't know. I'm excited, dude.
I will forever be a Nolan fanboy because of what he gave me with Batman, and I loved Inception, Interstellar. So
I mean, he's got amazing movies. It's just I
I
don't know
will
why. I just can't
always
get excited.
be excited for his movies and be a fanboy. I think this one's going to even be better because even the main guy, John David Washington, he's finally going to be in the limelight. He was great in Ballers, and I think he'll be a good. Who knows? He might be the next James Bond. I can see him being the next.
So that's
James
where
Bond.
he's from. Okay.
Yeah, he's from Ballers. So I'm excited.
I've never heard of him before.
Yeah, I'm excited for him to finally be in the limelight, and we'll see what he does. But yeah, I'm excited.
Oh yeah, Ballers. Okay. All right, man. Just thought I'd ask.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks decent enough, but again, it's just crazy. So many things will come out. Mulan, Widow,
James Bond.
And so much stuff was like, oh my goodness gracious.
Well, not only that, like so much stuff had to stop being worked on, and then all the schedules get pushed 6, 8 months, 9 months. Even if it's done and ready to come out, they can't just shotgun it all at once. So
my matinees, I miss my matinees.
To be honest, man,
what's
might
better
be
for you, like the money savings or the actual movie?
No, so majority of the time I like to go without a big crowd because they know. But there are certain movies you go like you need to be in a big crowd for.
Yeah.
But most of the time,
No, it's kind of cool being in there, like only a couple people here and there. Yeah, quiet, all that. Yeah, I hear you. Any more news?
Real quick little tidbit for you guys. If anyone is interested in getting a copy of Assassin's Creed Valhalla for $50, you can go to Walmart and Amazon. They actually have it for pre-order at $50.
Yeah, so I did mine today. Thank you for that.
That's very
appreciate you.
Yeah. So
they seem like they're doing that a little bit more. Unfortunately, Avengers was not at $49, so I still pre-ordered it, but it's full price $59. $49, pretty good.
If Avengers ever goes down in price, you get it before, right?
I think so. Yeah, they'll adjust it.
They'll lower it. Yeah.
But the thing with Avengers, you get the beta access, which I want, because if for some reason I really don't like it that much, I might wait and not buy it full price right away. So.
Well, I'm already going half.
Oh, okay. I thought we were each getting it. I don't know.
No, I think for now we're gonna do it. We're gonna do that.
Hold on, wait. Is this game like multiplayer or is it like?
Yeah, it has It has both. It's both.
Oh well, then you guys need to bite on your own then, because
I
feel like
it depends if we really like it or not. And then how many times will we play together? Like, honestly, like more fun. What, like 3 times we'll probably play together. I mean, we try to. It's just really hard.
Because how many times would you play it on your own if it was just if it was between that?
I play a lot.
Let's say between Call of Duty, let's say a brand new, let's say Valhalla or Cyberpunk comes out. Where's that going to fit in that time?
If they're spaced out, I mean, I still will play it. I don't know. I mean, what is Well, no, Valhalla is like November, and Cyberpunk is November as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
So Avengers is September, so there's going to be nothing around. So I could spend all my time on it.
I was just curious because that's kind of that was my issue when a lot of games come out. I have to
it's
hard. I don't want to spend all this money for something I'm not going to play maybe for a week.
Like it's sitting there for a month. Yeah.
I'm like I just prefer to spend less later and get something I want now and play that for a long time.
The way games go on sale now, it's like if you're not going to play it, don't even buy it because you're going to get it for $40 within like a month or two.
So that game, if it was on sale, like a good sale, and I paid all my bills and everything's good. I'm
sure Black Friday is going to be on sale for like $40 or $35, something like that.
I don't know. Square Enix is pretty big. I don't know if this will be on sale unless it sucks.
Maybe.
But you could just go in with me, man. We're already splitting it. We can split it 3 ways. With that. I know if I like it, I have no problem to buy it on my own. But that's happened probably twice in my life. I think UFC was one of them. I think I was playing UFC with Frank.
Yep.
And I played the demo. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. And I went to Best Buy like 5 minutes.
That was a really fun game. Yeah, he literally just stood up and walked out of my house and he went to go buy it. He's like, all right. He's like, I'll play with you online.
No, I don't think I was I at your house or was I at home?
I think
I was home and I played the demo. I'm like, Frank, I'll be back. to go buy it.
Right, dude. Yeah, we were on chat. That's what it was. And you're like, dude, I'm leaving. I'm like, what the fuck? And then he texts me a picture. He already bought it like 5 minutes later. I was like, what the fuck?
That was a pretty fun game.
That was fun, dude. I like the second one.
Ooh,
That's out
Frank. Sonny, there's a special edition that comes with the Captain America statue that you can have.
Everybody is crapping on that design of Cap, so I don't know if this guy would even like it.
Is it gonna be like $85?
Oh, it's hold on, $200.
No.
I don't know. Not for a statue, man.
Nope.
That is a lot.
That is a lot.
You guys want to nerd out?
I guess we can nerd out all over the screen, I guess.
Oh, God. I don't think anybody would appreciate that.
I think these will be pretty quick. We didn't anticipate that whole little spiel of...
I don't have much.
All that.
Uh-huh.
Who wants to go?
So, who went first last week?
No idea.
It doesn't matter. Frank, go ahead.
All right. I watched 2 movies. Okay. I watched The Five Bloods on Netflix.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I kind of fell off on the whole Spike Lee train.
Sure.
And then I understand, like, he has a platform and he wants to get political. Sure. But I was looking for escapism in my movies, so I wasn't interested in what he was selling. Sure. So I didn't watch pretty much anything of his for a very long time. But I found this movie interesting. I let the trailer play, like when you hover over the movies and stuff. And I was like, okay, whatever. I was doing something and I kind of put it on in the background, but I found myself stopping what I'm doing to go, pay attention. So I mean, I would recommend the movie. The story is, I don't know if you guys want me to really tell you much.
Just give me a little tidbit.
Yeah, is there a horror?
No, it's like a war movie, but it's really about the Vietnam War, and some soldiers, they kind of hide some money, some gold, and they want to go back and get it years later. So that's what it's about. And there's flashbacks to the war, and the action kind of changes aspect ratio. So when you're watching the film, it's 16:9 widescreen, and then the aspect will shift to 4:3 frame for the action to kind of give it that old style, right? Because this is in the 70s and this is in the past, so it kind of
so like a news thing, or more like
sort of more quality, I would say. Like, it's not grainy or blurry. It's just kind of, it changes the ratio because it's more of a flashback.
Okay.
So it's more of a square instead of a wide angle. But I don't know, something about the action. I liked the way it was filmed and the way it's choreographed. The sound design during those scenes. And he had a lot of effects as far as bullets hitting stuff and like casings flying around and a lot of explosion, stuff like that. I wasn't expecting that. And then the story had relevance to stuff in our times now. But what was interesting is that what we're seeing now has kind of always been there, like back even 30, 40, 50 years ago. It hasn't really gone away. So I just found that kind of like the exact same feelings I was having. Like, the things they were saying or expressing in the film, they were like the same thing. And this is, back in Vietnam and stuff. So I don't know. I thought it was interesting, and it does get kind of political. If that's going to annoy you, probably wouldn't watch it, but it doesn't go super heavy on it. Like, it still has its own story. Like I said, these guys, they're old soldiers and they get back together and they're trying to get this gold, but there's complications because of greed, and there's internal fighting, there's external forces trying to get the money. So I thought it was interesting. I mean, if it's on Netflix and you're not really paying to go watch it, I would definitely give it a shot. So I'll give you that recommendation.
Hold on, before you go to the next one.
Okay.
I was looking that up, and then I saw something else. The Last Thing He Wanted. This is a movie that just came out. It's with Anne Hathaway, Ben Affleck, and William Dafoe.
Which
That's
one?
on Netflix. It's called The Last Thing He Wanted.
Oh, that's literally what it's called.
Yeah,
I thought you were saying like the last thing Spike Lee wanted was this or that.
No, that's the movie. So I don't know. Oh, I think Violet's watching it right now. No, let me stop that. Okay.
Oh boy.
The last thing he wanted.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm probably gonna watch that. She told me I watched another movie called The Wasp Connection, I think.
Uh-huh.
I felt like she just said that because it's about Cuban spies. And since I'm Cuban, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. You think I'm gonna like because I'm Cuban?
Yeah.
I might. Okay, well, keep going.
So Five Bloods, watch it. And then the other one I watched was Ford v Ferrari.
Okay.
Did you guys watch this?
No.
No? Sonny? No?
No.
It's on HBO Max is where I watched it. And I missed this one, and I ended up enjoying it a lot more than I thought, so I would definitely recommend to watch it. It's kind of like, it is formulaic as far as like, this is a historic event that we're fleshing out, so there's going to be setup, and then there's going to be turmoil with the main characters, and then now it's an inspiring like hoorah, like it's very formulaic. But the subject matter I was enjoying because in general I really am into cars. I kind of got into that from video games, honestly, because the way that they let you customize parts and all that jazz. So that's kind of where that comes from. I just appreciate them, and some of these games you play, they capture the actual sounds of the vehicles, so it's not just like a generic sounding thing, which carries over into the movie because the sound design is really good in this film. The cinematography, man, the way they film some of these races, I just really love. There's some beautiful freaking shots, man. Of like, there's a lot of variance too. There's night shots, there's day shots, there's a lot of that as far as that goes. But a lot of good actors in this. Story was good. It was at the end. It got pretty touching, I would say. I didn't think it would, but even despite the formulaic nature, I thought it was really well made, and I thought it should have got, I don't know, maybe another more nods or more recognition, but I did like the movie more than I thought. So check it out.
Cool. Did you see Rush?
Yeah, with Hemsworth.
Yeah, would you say like something like that, or just something
I like that.
different?
No, this is way different. This is more upbeat. This is like more fun. Like more like we're gonna play music. We're gonna have montages of building cars, and we're gonna have really cool races, like more stylistic rather than stressful, like it was in Rush, where it was like, kind of. Yeah, that was a great movie, but it's different tonally. So, this is just another. But it was more of a, like I said, upbeat movie. So it's like just a good escape movie. So I enjoyed it.
Nice.
Check it out.
Cool. So that's good. Where can people watch those? Because I think you said the first one, but where did you watch these?
Yeah, the Five Bloods is Netflix, and what did I say? Ford vs Ferrari is HBO Max. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Cool.
You can watch it anywhere, but HBO Max, yeah, it was on there.
Nice. Would you like to go next, Manny?
No, you can go.
Alrighty. So this week I kind of nerded out on heist films. It all started with Triple Frontier. I mean, honestly, like it's not groundbreaking. It's not a fantastic film.
Is this the first time you saw it, or?
Yeah, this is the first time I saw it.
Okay.
It held my attention. I thought the cast was good. It was a little all over the place with a couple of scenes, but I felt like the action, for what action it did have, I felt it was. It's hard to say realistic, but it is kind of realistic, I guess.
Kind of like Impact, or like. It wasn't like shooting. We're shooting plastic at each other, and we don't really care if we get shot.
Yeah,
it's like dangerous, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's not like John Wick where it's like just guns firing and just crazy shit going on. It was very like when you see someone get hit, it was like, oh shit, like, they look like it hurt, and like because like at the heart of it, it is a heist film, but there's more to it than that. And Yeah, I think they kind of built it up to be something like you guys said, they built it up to be something like different.
Yeah, they really did, man.
But I thought it was fine. I do think Netflix needs to continue to lean into being more of a making good high quality action films and stick to like comedy shows and stick to like like getting certain things and make themselves different from Hulu and Prime and Max and all those things, and just go, hey, you want some good old fashioned action films, we got that. You want some more stand-up comedy, we got that. Bring the audience, because with everyone now getting streaming service, Peacock streaming service, you got HBO.
I haven't even heard of that.
I mean, MTV has one. I mean, like, with all these different options, and they're going to start pulling content, they need to stand out from everyone else. And I think having that platform for action, I think, is where they need to stay.
Mm-hmm.
So, but off of that, I started to go back watch some other stuff. I rewatched the Den of Thieves. Still really good.
Yeah.
The twist at the end, watching this the third time, there's a lot more little more cues and stuff, and they're like, oh, so the twist wasn't just out of nowhere. Like, it was definitely set up for all. For even just seeing someone's eyes move at a certain person, a certain thing at certain times. It's like I did not see that the first time. I didn't notice the small things that, like, why did that happen? But the twist explains it all, and it's one of those things like they actually earned it.
So like, the scene where he's being interrogated. I mean, he's I don't know his name, dude. The main character. Yeah. When he's being interrogated by the cops in the hotel. He's pretending to be scared at that point, do you think? Because now that we know he's like the mastermind at the end, like, is there any cues there, or is it just like random stuff he does, or like what?
It's small things that he says to someone else, or like, again, like when
you could tell he's playing stuff against each other, kind of thing.
Yeah, or again, like when something happens, they go, hey, you do this, that, no, and then like it's these small little cues. They're like, there's something more at play here.
I got to rewatch that one again.
Yeah, I mean, it's really good, and like I said, like again, like if you notice when someone lies or they look at you, or and they look at that person.
Oh, okay.
Like those small cues, like, oh shit, I missed that.
Does he do the same cues? Like does he have a tell kind of thing?
No. It's like it was someone else staring at someone else, and it was like that makes a lot of sense. Oh, I didn't notice that the first time. Or I didn't catch this little thing that he was.
I like that stuff when you rewatch.
It was so cool.
Yeah.
And on top of that, it's still a really good movie. It's like
yeah,
it's very much a guy film, but like in a good way, where it's like, listen, I'm a shitty fucking person, but I'm a good cop, and I'm a terrible husband, I'm a terrible person, I'm a drunk, I'm a strippers, but I'm a good cop. And it's like, and like,
I don't know how this phone works.
Yeah, like it's just cool to like, for someone to like, like experience them at their worst, but know that the thing that they're good at, they're really good at.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
After that, I saw the Hurricane Heist. That's just a fun movie.
This is one that you always like to peddle.
Well, yeah, like if this was made by Netflix, I'd be like, yes, this is what you need to make more of. It's just a fun, stupid B movie.
So it's a Netflix movie?
No, it's not. But you can watch it there. So now, if they made it, I'd be like, that makes sense, and that's kind of cool. Like, this is the stuff that they need to make, this fun B stuff.
Yeah.
Again,
this is during a storm, or what is the deal here?
During a hurricane. So they're in Florida.
Yeah.
So there's these guys trying to rob a certain place, and they're stuck in a hurricane, or they're trying to beat the hurricane, but then the hero comes in and force the plan. So now they're actually having to do it in the middle of a hurricane and trying to get out before it gets worse.
So they didn't know a hurricane was coming?
They did, but that's why they did it.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see.
The town will be evacuated. The roads, certain roads be clear and all that kind of stuff, so they can get in, get out, no problem.
What about this makes you like it so much?
Again, it's just
I haven't watched it, so I couldn't tell you. But
it feels like an old '80s action movie. It's just hey,
trapped in one place kind of thing.
Trapped in one place, trying to get out. They're trying to get this money, and the hero goes, "Haha, not on my watch," and it's just kind of fun. It like this isn't something you have to take serious. You can have it in the background. You can watch it at a party. You can watch it with a couple of drinks and some friends. It's just fun. It's a good old time.
I'm a sucker for environmental hazard type movies. So when they're trapped inside because of a storm, I like that kind of stuff. So that, it's on Netflix. I've been meaning to watch this. I'm gonna do it kind of like you said, like just don't take it to, just a fun on side movie or whatever.
Yeah, just watching. It's like, oh, okay, that's cool. From here on in, I think I watched a bunch of other movies, but I'm not gonna go into detail on the films. But I rewatched Fast Five, Logan Lucky, Heat, and
Damn.
Town. And
man, you really went to town on the heist stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the heist genre is one of my favorite films to watch.
Yeah. You said Fast Five, Logan Lucky, The Town, and what else?
Heat.
Oh, Heat. Okay. Yeah. Logan Lucky, I've been meaning to watch. How is that?
I recommend it highly. It is very good. The cast is outstanding. It's fun. Prime. Yeah, it's on Prime. It's very funny.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, so, you like it?
It's good.
All right, I'm gonna check that out. What's the tone? I don't get it. Is it funny? I mean, what is the deal here? Because the cover alone
Logan
is
Lucky?
like, yeah.
Yeah, it's a comedy heist.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'll check it out.
Yeah. So
I've been wanting to.
So if you guys are feeling like watching people try to steal stuff, here's some films you can watch. Most of them can be watched on Netflix. Some you have to buy, or some you have to watch on Prime. But yeah, check it out. You can actually pick up Heat on Amazon for like $5. So if you just wanted the physical copy, just have it. Because I mean, I think it's a little overrated. It still is good. There are good elements, and the shootout is like that's, if you're gonna do a shootout, that's the way you do it. But it is still worth.
The one where the van is turned over? Is that the shootout? You mean?
No, the actual bank heist. Because you can learn a lot about camera angles and the way things are set up, and the way everything's laid out, and you can follow the action beat by beat and know where everyone is, and it's very massive.
It's not like
done.
Like a disorienting mess or anything.
Right. Yeah. You can follow it from A to B, no problem. It is definitely the golden standard.
That's Michael Mann, no?
Yes, and he's very particular about everything. He's very precise on everything. If you're going to be a hacker, you need to learn how to hack. If you're going to learn how to rob a safe, you're going to train with a guy who knows how to break a safe, because I want it to be as real as possible. So he's very hands-on.
So when somebody walks around and tries to mess around with the safe, it might look more realistic then.
Yep. Yeah. Because he had the people playing the cops in Heat trained with cops, and he had the guys being the robbers trained with actual bank robbers.
So their movements are going to be more pedestrian than the trained police. Yeah. Who are going to have special tactics or whatever.
It was very cool. So.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. I never noticed stuff like that, so it's interesting to get insights like that.
He's a very awesome guy to I don't know him as a person, but to watch his films and study the way he thinks and the way he goes about doing a scene is really cool. So
what's his what's another really good Michael Mann movie? Been a while, right? I mean,
he hasn't made too much recently, I think, but
man, his filmography is kind of short.
Yeah, it's not that big at all.
It's really short. Yeah,
it's pretty good actually. I think that's the name of it with is it Michael Kahn, I think.
James Caan, yeah.
Thank you. I don't know why.
I'm just looking on the Wikipedia. That's the only reason I know.
Yeah, Thief is
Last
good.
Mohicans, Heat, Insider. What's that again? Oh, that's like a random Russell Crowe Pacino movie. Ali, Collateral. Oh yeah, I like Collateral. That was good. Yeah, I remember that was like a one where people were like, "Damn, Tom Cruise was like, holy shit," in that movie.
Oh yeah.
I forgot about that movie. I like that one. Yeah, it's the Jamie Foxx one. Well, the way he battled or fought, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
And that was for its time, 2004. That was kind of like precursor of John Wick, the way he the way he shot people.
Right. Yeah.
You know, like the way he did it, and then there's like a scene where they're talking like they're saying like, oh, look at the bullet spread on this. Like these bullets are like a half inch across from each other. This guy's got to be, you know, special unit or something like that. So that was a good movie. I want to rewatch that one.
Yeah, I think his movies overall might be hit and miss for some people, but the way he again, like the way, like for me, someone who likes people behind the camera, it's really awesome to see his mind work.
Did you guys see Miami Vice?
I did.
Like it or no?
I did not.
No. It was kind of boring. It was meh.
I wanted to see it. I didn't see it. And then he did Public Enemies, Johnny Depp.
I like that. It was,
Bale was in that, right? Christian Bale? Yeah. He was the what do you call it? Yeah. Prohibition agent or whatever. After him. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, and then Black Hat with Hemsworth, 2015. I didn't see that.
You probably should.
That was his last one too.
I know.
I guess he's retired. So
I hope he's not, I don't even know if he's still alive or not. I have no idea. But
I don't know.
I make one more.
I'm gonna check out Hurricane and Logan. I'll check those out. I haven't seen them yet.
Nice film for the win.
Yep. All right, Big Gun, you're up.
Senor Big Gun, you're up.
I guess my major nerd out is that I really got into figures again. It was a little prelude from last show, but I really got into it. What's the app that you recommended?
It's called Mercari.
Mercari. I finally got my first purchase from Mercari because today at 1:27 p.m. A seller offered me an offer that on something that I liked. And he offered it. It was a Mandalorian figure that normally goes for $30 to $40. He offered it for $23.
Nice.
And I bought it. So now I'm on there to see what else I can find.
Kind of cool how it came to you. It was like, hey man, you want this for 23? Okay.
Yeah, I was looking for 40 already. So it's kind of cool.
I'm surprised you didn't just like say like, fuck it, I'm buying this for 40 like before that, because you've been looking for what, like 5 days or more already.
Yeah, I because I knew it was out there, dude, and that's part of the fun is that I'm hunting it for a price that I want, not a price that it's already going for. So I think that's some of the fun for it, and that's why I don't like buying normally online, because
you were always a toy, like you would go to the stores and hunt.
Yeah, I would.
Part of that's the fun for you. Yeah.
Yeah, but now that COVID's there and all that, so I went on Big Bad Toy Store, and I actually pre-ordered that figure and then the updated version of when he gets his Beskar armor. So I got those two waiting, and then I saw a carbonized Boba Fett, and I was gonna get it, and I didn't, and then I saw it not in person, but in a picture, and I got it. So that's waiting for me. And
where was that a Mercari too?
No, I got that one in Big Bad Toy Store. It's the first time I've ever shopped on Big Bad Toy Store. Their prices, their normal prices are like $1 above retail price. Oh, whatever, fine. It's the closest thing you can get to retail price without looking into the store. And I keep checking Amazon too to see. What else? What else have I been doing?
But you've been sticking to Star Wars as far as figures, right?
Yeah, like I tried to watch. I started watching Mandalorian again. Oh, I picked up a new show called Hannibal.
Oh yeah.
I did pick that up.
And they just put it on what? What they put it on?
It was on Netflix for a little bit, maybe like a week or two, maybe even a month.
How
and
far
I
did you
left
get
it alone. I'm still on season 1. The show almost turned me off from episode 1. Did you guys watch it or no?
Yeah, end of season 2.
Okay. So, at season 1, they introduce you Will Graham, and he's this kind of not a hot shot, but he's a teacher with a special gift. I'm like, oh no, they're starting with this crap, where he has a special power almost, where he could.
He picks up on something that nobody in Gods or whatever.
Where he somehow knows exactly what the killer might have said and what the motive was. Just looking, I'm like, oh man. So I'm
Sometimes
glad
when you
that
get a trope, you're just like, fuck that. I'm not watching that.
yeah, like it's too unrealistic, dude. But it
I,
goes
I
to
bought it. I don't know. Maybe I'm a sucker.
yeah, you're a sucker because I've seen it so much that I'm like no.
Mm-hmm.
But we all know that Will Graham's character is not the reason why we're watching the show. The reason why we're watching the show is because of Hannibal Lecter and himself. And oh my gosh, dude, it's great when he's on screen and he's working against him almost, but still working with him.
Yeah,
Like
he makes
it's
some
one of
breakfast
those.
stuff.
Yeah, it's one of those classic things. And you know, the breakfast he made is human. I
He's
love
like,
it,
this
dude.
is delicious. And he's like, oh,
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
be
The
shitting me.
scenes he has with Fishburne, where he's
Oh my
cooking for
God, I
him.
forgot he's in that.
Yeah, he's in it.
Holy crap.
Where he cooks for him. I love
Yeah.
how Mads, or the guy playing Hannibal, how he eats, dude. Like, I don't know. It's just the weirdest.
Like mechanical, like.
Not so much mechanical. It's like he loves it. Like
Okay.
He does a good showing of like he enjoys the food he eats. Like the littlest piece, he picks it up with a fork, he puts it in, and you could just see it on his face
Like a
that
high
he
class
enjoys it.
cannibal. Okay.
Yeah, and I always love that
I
about
cook my human meat with beet juice and freaking.
Yeah, and you know that's like blood or something.
Yeah.
But one of my first scenes is that with Hannibal with Fishburne or Jack, and this is the show that I'm actually remembering the names. Where he puts him to dinner and he's like, "Oh, what's this? Oh, it's loins. What kind of loins? Oh, pork." Like he did it so quick. He does a good job in the show.
Yeah.
And you just see Lawrence Fishburne. This is wonderful. Like, shut up. He's trying to.
I know. Doesn't he?
I don't know.
Does he go there? He goes there with his wife, though, doesn't he? To the dinner, or was he by himself?
I'm on that episode now.
Okay. I'm trying to remember all that.
He went 3 times. 2 times by himself, 1 time with his wife. So
it's interesting, dude. Like it just makes you want to watch it. Like I remember when I first started watching, I was like, oh my God, I cannot stop watching this. Like.
So I'm hoping I get there. I really love I think Violet's gonna watch it, but it's one of those things where since I'm enjoying it so much, Violet doesn't want to watch it. The same way that she wants me to see that movie, but since she wants me to see it so bad, I'm not gonna watch it.
Well, we did that to each other all the time. We're like, dude, watch this movie, and we're like, nah, I'll watch it next year, bro.
What I like about it is how graphic it is too. Like
it's really graphic.
One of the killings is that they make them look like
the butterfly with the skin. Yeah.
Dude, and it
there's some bad ones, dude.
Yeah. So I'm having fun with that so far. You have to pay attention. And sometimes I go on my phone and just look for stuff. But you got to pay attention to it. That's what I've noticed with it. So I'm trying to pay attention.
You're like Boba.
Yeah, Boba.
Oh wait, what did he say? Oh, okay. Yeah, no. Well, it's like some of these shows, like 58 minutes feels like 58 minutes continuous of a TV show episode feels like for some reason an eternity. Like it's just because there's no commercial break. Even though it's good, it's long, dude. It feels very long. Like.
And I was so used to the 20-minute like Star Wars shows that I was watching, so this picking back up to the 44-minute, that's a little weird. I've also been starting. I've now since I'm done with Rebels, and I think I made the decision that I'm not going to watch Resistance. One of the biggest news that we didn't even bring up because we just got off track is that there's rumors out there that Disney is probably. Or Disney's trying to delete the most latest trilogy. I sent that to you guys earlier in the week. They're trying to erase that. I could see how they could try to erase it, and that in Rebels, like Rebels will tell you how. So since I read that news, I think I've decided that I'm not going to watch Resistance. I'll just
crazy.
stick with Rebels and
I didn't hear that. Yeah.
Just in case. But what I was going to say, I'm watching Big Bang Theory. So go that. So that's more of a at night kind of show. I'm about to go to bed. I'll watch 2 episodes.
I always like that, man.
I'll do that.
like before bed, like let me watch a couple of these. I need a show like that right now.
That was for me like Nick at Night back in the day. Like I would watch Three's a Company. I will watch Happy Days, Brady Bunch. Brady Bunch I didn't like so much, but
dude, do you remember like at
I would
night
have that.
they would have like Bel Air and then Martin and like something else like real late.
So I didn't watch on
I don't think it was
Nick at Night.
No, it was somewhere, but I mean it was like those two. It was like smart ass shows, like funny, like but it might have been like Roseanne, Martin, and Fresh Prince or something like that. Like all three, like right before bed. Like
when we were getting a little older, Fresh Prince started coming on Nick at Night when we got a little bit older. But then
it started to get like newer shows. So they went from like Home Improvement at 7. And then they moved that to George Lopez show, and then you had the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So
So once we got out of like the 50s, 60s, that's when I stopped watching. Like, I don't know why, dude. I was like a little 10-year-old.
Something about it, right?
Fat fuck that I really liked watching Three's Company, Happy Days, and all that. Like I probably watched more episodes of Happy Days and Three's Company than my mom did.
It was like a time capsule. Like it just like different, right? Like it was so different that it was like this is like.
I remember Disney had like Zorro, the black and white one. They had,
my God! You know, I would watch Zorro before I would watch Batman Network. I remember that.
I love that stuff. It was like they had like the Lone Ranger. They had Zorro. They had like one of those like action
sounds good, man.
shows. It was great to watch that old stuff.
And they showed it in order. So I remember I got pretty far with Zorro, and I was actually watching it, dude. Kids won't do that nowadays. They don't want to sit down and watch old ass TV show. But I don't know why. It just
I guess options, right? There was no options, I guess.
No, I guess there was options because I had my Game Boy and all that, but I just wanted something in the background.
Sure.
And
it seemed like TV was more always on back then. Like now it feels like I need a purpose. I can't just throw something on. Like it just doesn't work.
100% on that.
And I do miss that though. You kind of like brought that back for me with your little Big Bang at night, because I always enjoyed that. Like right before bed, like here's 2 little episodes, like throwaway episodes, right? Like, it's just like it's like popcorn entertainment. It's just fun.
Like I think the biggest ones for me, I forgot what time I went to bed when I was little, but I used to watch like Happy Days, like watch a few episodes of those. It would come out, and then it was like the Brady Bunch, and then I would knock out, or I would switch over, watch Zorro, watch the Lone Ranger, and then like in the morning before school, I would watch like Saved by the Bell and like Green Hornet, whatever. Like like I love watching all those old shows when I was younger, and it was right before bed or right before school. So it was just always cool to do that.
Yeah.
Talking about like stuff to watch at certain periods, like you also have to have a show that you watch when you eat. Right? Do you guys have a show that only when you eat? Only when you eat.
Pretty much YouTube when I eat.
it probably comes to the point where if you look at that show on your Netflix or YouTube or whatever, you're like, oh man, I get hungry. 30 Rock was that for me.
30 Rock.
Yeah, I can't remember. Parks and Rec at a certain point was that for me.
Yeah.
And then most recent, Violet and I found the game show The Floor is Lava on Netflix.
Oh yeah,
okay.
I've heard that.
Super cheesy, dude. But it's so much fun.
Is it?
It's one of those things. Yeah, it is.
I want to check it out.
Like it's fun. It's super fun. And watch it with the girls, dude.
Yeah.
Like they would have fun watching that.
Okay.
But me and Violet just laugh. But we only put that on if we're gonna eat.
Okay.
Like if I'm done eating, I don't want to watch it anymore.
Oh, okay.
It's one of those things.
I see.
Because it's so. Oh, I got a 5% price drop. On Grievous.
Man, they spam those. They spam those 5% off things.
Yeah. I think like it was on Spike TV. It was like Extreme MT. It was like this Japanese game show, but they dubbed it in English, and it was hilarious.
It was funny.
Oh yeah,
that was funny.
They used to like sit down with a bowl of cereal, we're eating pizza or something like that. I'm like, whoa, it's on. Let's go ahead and watch it. And it was just always funny to watch them like, let's go! Ah! They just get hit with boulders and rocks and make weird noises.
Yeah, that was really funny. Like Kenny Blankenship or whatever that guy's name was. I think it's just called MXC. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, yeah, it was like yeah.
Yeah. I looked it up because I don't remember, but I remember. Yeah, we used to watch the hell out of that.
That was so much fun.
It was funny. It was almost like MST3K or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It was like that kind of commentary, but for like a stupid like falling down, like
And yeah, I guess it is kind of weird to think about it. Like a lot of kids don't have those experiences because like we used to. I think we all went through those phases where we watched things on TV. Like I remember when you were really into cars, like you would watch. I think G4 had it was like this import car show, and you get all the
G4
and you like you watch all these like import shows on like.
Oh, you're right, man.
You know what I mean? Like
I completely forgot I even did that.
I just like feel kids either their attention span is so short or they need something to binge right now and that's it. Never watch anything again. They can't sit there and watch it like week to week or anticipate the next thing. They need it now.
What Ellie likes is this weird baking show. It's called it's on Netflix. It's called
the British
Make It or
show?
Make It or Fake It or something. And it's like you try to recreate like this awesome looking cake. Like if somebody makes a badass Batman cake, they'll get 3 amateur people to try and bake that cake, and then it looks really stupid at the end. So like it's funny to make fun of them. That's kind of like the only example I've seen of her watching something like that. Like, and I think Floor is Lava she probably would like. Like maybe next time we're eating lunch or something, I'll put it on for a little bit.
Put it on. There was this clip on there of it. I think it was guys like, oh, I used to like work out and be happy. He's like, wait, stop because I'm sad. It's just like all stuff like that. Just like, oh, that's fun.
Yeah. I mean, MXC though, I feel like watching an episode all of a sudden.
I just kind of want to see if it still holds up.
It was just so dumb. It was funny.
Because I don't know how sad it is, but I feel kind of disappointed that the kids won't have like that Saturday morning cartoon. You know, they don't have the CW for kids. They don't have like like Fox Kids and all this kind of stuff. Like they don't have that thing to be like,
okay.
Like
Saturday morning cartoons
and then
or
wake up early, and watch
Nick at Night and
Cubex and like Shaman King and all this kind of stuff. You know, like now just like I'm on TikTok, I'm on Instagram.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean that's that does happen.
I know for me when I was a kid, like all day we were outside all day playing. You know, we were playing football, playing dodgeball, baseball. We were always out just playing tag or whatever. But at night, as soon as the street lights came on, we were watching TV, we were playing video games. So we kind of had the best of both worlds, where we were outside getting dirty, getting scrapes on our knees. But then we come inside and eat pizza and drink, pop all night and play Bloody Roar or play Mario Kart, Mario Party. So there was a nice mix of it. You know, now I don't like. Once the kids get past a certain age, they don't want to go out and run to the park. They just want to be like, "No, leave me alone, Dad. I want to be my room."
It is much different. Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, with the kids right now, they don't want to watch any movies or shows. They want to watch this YouTube channel where they pretend like play with their dolls in like a dollhouse thing. Yeah. So I don't mind that. Like, like it's not it's not garbage. Like it's like they're just playing and they're coming up with ideas. Like let's make a store, and then she'll be like, okay, now I want to make a store of my stuff. So it gives her ideas as far as that. Yeah. But I could see, some of the stuff that we watched, I think we would have never watched nowadays, like we're talking about Fresh Prince and all that. And like, especially Manny stuff, the older stuff like that he was watching. Lone Ranger, I never actually watched any of that, but I would have as a small kid. But I remember they had, what was it, the 50s Star Trek TV show? The one with, it was in, maybe it was. Yeah, they had that one like really late, like at 1 a.m. Oh, okay. They would always play that, and I would end up watching it. And then later, like maybe 11 p.m. years later, they would have the Picard Star Trek. So I would watch a little bit of that too. But
I know like Spike played. I think it was like.
It might have been Spike. Yeah, I don't know.
It was Spike.
The one that Yeah, the one like they were like lost in space and all that kind of stuff. It was
Yeah.
they put a lot of that Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
It's really interesting.
All right. I think we'll end it there, guys, because we're pushing 2 hours for this.
Wow.
Sonny, where can they find us?
Good question. If you would like to look at our beautiful mugs while we do the podcast, you can head over to YouTube, type in 3 Nerds on a Sunday. Will be the first one that pops up because we still have an amazing name. If you want to listen to the audio version of the podcast, you can go to any podcasting apps, search us that way, and we're also on Spotify as well. If you want to keep up to date when the episodes are actually out and for everyone to listen to, you can follow us on Facebook. Again, type in 3 Nerds on a Sunday, and we let you know when a new episode is live every Sunday.
Nice.
All right, guys. Thank you for listening to us argue.
Thank you.
It's been fun. You guys find us on Facebook and on Twitter and all that. Post something on Facebook so we could talk about it, and maybe we could share our nerd outs before we actually even come on here. So, all right, guys.
Sounds
Stay
good.
safe and stay healthy. Later, guys.
Wear your mask.